everyone. My name is Alison Woodall, and I'm very excited to be the guest interviewer today for the Leaving California and Life After California Facebook groups. And today I am talking to Bryce Belnap, and he's a realtor in Sun Valley in Southern Idaho. Bryce, welcome. Thank you so much for being here today.
No problem, Allison. Glad to be here. Actually, just a quick correction there. I'm in Eastern Idaho. Yes, my brokerage is Keller Williams, Sun Valley, Southern Idaho, but I cover Idaho Falls to Island Park, over into Salmon, Idaho, etc. So yeah, we can discuss all that later, though.
Well, that's good to know, because I went to Idaho years and years ago, and I know it's beautiful. But in terms of cities and where you cover, that's something we definitely need to talk about. So, have you always lived in Idaho?
I have not, Allison. I was born in Montana, and when I was still just 1 year old, my parents moved to Hanford, which is south of Fresno, and that's where I grew up and spent most of my years. I went to school there, graduated high school, went away to college to Hawaii for a little while, came back and went and finished at Fresno State. Met my wife and got married, and we moved to Idaho. We saw the writing on the wall, as everyone says back then. And my dad is from Idaho, and I remember him growing up saying, when I retire, I'm going back to Idaho, which he did this past June of 2020. He retired and came home to Idaho Falls, actually, here. And we've lived in Boise, we've lived in Napa, we lived in Twin Falls. We've now are settled in Idaho Falls to be closer to family, and a job opportunity that came up for my wife. So that's, kind of my bounce around the country. I've visited lots of other states, from the East Coast to, most of the West Coast and up and down.
And what is it that you love best about Idaho?
I love the four seasons. We love having the nice springs and the falls. We have in Eastern Idaho, we don't get too hot over here. We love that we can escape to the mountains within a short distance, the rivers and lakes that are close by, just the people and the atmosphere, how friendly they are. I mean, moved in not too long ago, and we just stopped and said hello, and they wave at us every time we go by now. It's just a great, family friendly, incredible place to be. So
wow. And do you get much snow?
Idaho Falls, Eastern Idaho, we do. We average about 40 inches a year in the Idaho Falls area. You go 45 minutes south, and that's probably like 20 inches in the Pocatello area. Twin Falls and like the Boise or Treasure Valley area, Magic Valley, they probably get less than 20. So it comes and goes.
Wow. Well, and what people never realize with snow is, in the places where you get a lot of snow, everybody's prepared for it. And there's snow plows and there's salt. And it's not like, like in Atlanta, if you get snow, well, that's it. Everything stops because they're not prepared. So I think a lot of people who hear snow imagine everything stops, but that's not really the case, is it? If you're prepared for it.
No. I mean, in my opinion, we do better here with more snow than around Boise, the Treasure Valley did when I lived there for 10 years. They ran plows down the main highways, but that was it. Over here, I mean, they run those subdivisions, they run the roads. They put ice melt or de-icer down beforehand, all of that. So yeah, you're prepared for it,
Well, good. So don't be scared of snow. So let's talk a little bit more about the market. So you kind of outlined the areas that you cover. What is the market like right now in your area?
It's about what you hear everywhere, from California. I mean, I still have friends there, have realtor friends as well. People I'm in touch with across the nation. If the home's half decent, it'll sell in the first weekend it's on the market. I did run some stats this morning in preparation for this. So we have currently on the market 25 homes under 200,000. We have 29 homes between 200 and 300, 36 between 300 and 400, 27 between 4 and 5 to 750. We have 38, and 750 and up, we have 64. So those are 190 active homes currently on the market. In the last 5 days, 72 homes have come on the market and that are active still, that haven't gone under contract. So we have price ranges for everyone. I mean, we even have in there, I mean, I didn't run those, but I know I saw yesterday a manufactured home. You don't own the land, but it was $55,000 cash. Decent, built in 1995. The lot to rent it's $450 a month. So you could pay cash for a little manufactured home and have a nice little house, to get by temporarily and go from there.
Wow. So yeah, I think a lot of people, because California real estate is so expensive, they imagine that they can only buy a house that's 450,000. But for most states, 450,000 can get you something pretty nice. And if you have a very small budget, you can find something that may not be brand new and it may not be very big, but your price point shouldn't be a reason to stay stuck in California, because you'll always find something, even if it's a manufactured home.
Absolutely. And again, living where I live, I still do business over in the Treasure Valley. I try not to, because it's a 4.5 hour drive, but their homes are going for almost 300 a square foot. Here we're going in the 150 range for about half the cost. Normally you get around a 1/4 acre lot or more. We do have smaller, bigger, all in between. So lots of different factors that are nice for the area. I mean, just to kind of touch off of what you said, just 15 minutes north of us, there's a little town called Rigby. 1-year-old, 3-year-old homes on an acre, between $400,000 and $500,000. No HOAs, no CCNRs, nice, beautiful things. People love them. So. All right. And those are like 3,500 square feet, 2,800 to 35. So big houses as well.
Okay. What's a CCR? I don't know what that is.
Oh, codes, covenants, and restrictions.
Oh, okay. So that literally limits the things that you can do to that house?
Maybe do to your land, etc. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people, that's why they're trying to escape California. They do exist here. Don't get me wrong. But there are, especially around this area in Eastern Idaho, there are a lot less CCNRs and HOAs compared to some of the other parts of the state.
Tell me about property taxes. Are they higher than California? Are they about the same?
That's a good question, it can be higher than what some are used to. It can be lower. With our lower income tax, it offsets it quite well. We also have homeowner exemptions where you can get up to $100,000 of your value knocked off, which helps. But for instance, I looked just yesterday at a home that was in the $650,000 and the property taxes were $3,300 for 2020. That's the most recent information that we had available to look at. So very good. I always say estimate about 0.75% to 1% of the price of the home could be on the high side, because obviously 650 would be 6,000, but that's just a good way to estimate and be where you're going to be at.
Okay, wonderful. And so obviously when you're paying slightly higher property taxes, you normally get better services. What are the schools like in the area? That kind of.
We think the schools are great. I mean, like I said, we've lived in multiple areas of the state. We've never had a bad school, in our opinion. That we're very active parents, though, as well. Most parents are in the area. I mean, families are very important in Idaho, and parents, love band and they love the soccer teams and the football teams, and they're part of the fundraising and active in all of that.
And you have 5 kids, so you know what you're talking about. It's not like you just have one.
I have high schooler, I have middle schooler, I have 3 elementary. Next year I'll have 2 high schoolers, 1 middle school and 2 elementary. Yeah, I mean we've gone through all of them. There are areas that they say are better. Yeah, I mean there's some places in Boise that say they're in the top 50 in the nation. So that's phenomenal. Don't get me wrong, but the schools are great. They're a lot smaller too. The classroom sizes, the role of the teachers. I mean, it's just phenomenal. We love it. We can't complain about it.
So if people have older kids, are there any good colleges in the area?
Absolutely. There's colleges that are great through all of Idaho. In Eastern Idaho, we have BYU Idaho, which is in Rexburg. We have College of Eastern Idaho here in Idaho Falls, and some extensions of the Idaho State University, which is based in Pocatello, 45 minutes south. Then, in Twin Falls area, you have College of Southern Idaho, again, another community college set up. As you go over into Boise, you have College of Western Idaho, you have Boise State, you have, what was the other one? And there's one in Moscow. I mean, there's lots of colleges and opportunities in the area. I mean, you asked a minute ago about high schools. My one son, just to kind of touch on it, that's going into high school, be a freshman next year. He is very mechanically inclined, like electricity, plumbing, working on cars, things like that. And the high school here has a kind of separate building and technical school for the high school that he's going to go to rather than the normal high school building, which then can lead off into some of the other programs that are offered in the area. There's lots of construction management at the colleges and things like that. The medical field out of Pocatello with the University of Idaho there is huge. Lots and lots of doctors and stuff come out of that school, do all their pre-med and stuff. So great education system here in Idaho.
And what about employment? Do you have any major employers?
Yeah. So for our area, the big one is INL, which is International Laboratories. It does with radioactive power and other things and research on that in the area. We have the first city in the nation close to there that was ever powered by nuclear power. That's a little city of Arco. We have Climb, we have Melaleuca. And then a lot of it is small business and medical. I mean, right here within Idaho Falls, we have 3 hospitals, which is huge for a place that's only 60, 70,000 for a town. But then when you include everything else around us, we're a lot bigger than that as well.
And then presumably, just the regular amenities, shops and, all that kind of stuff. You're not too rural.
We have malls, we have Costco, we have a Sam's Club, we have, Hobby Lobbies and a couple Walmarts in town here, one in Ammon, one in Idaho Falls. We have Target, the movie theater, Edwards, just reopened recently from COVID, all of that. So yeah, we've got anything you need.
Wonderful. And so a lot of people obviously who are watching this video are going to be moving from California. Are you seeing a lot of Californians who are looking to buy property? And what is it that's, attracting them, if you are seeing a lot?
We do see a lot. I mean, it's not just California. We're getting a lot of Washington as well. We do get them from Tennessee and Texas. I say we get them from there and California a lot is because the INL, normally there's some security clearance and a lot of military comes because of that for us. And then it's just the easiness of life. We're close to Yellowstone. Jackson Hole's just a little over an hour and a half away. Sun Valley, another big area to get to, is about 2 hours away. We have ski resorts. We have sand dunes in St. Anthony. We have the lakes, the rivers. It's just very nice area, and you can just come and relax and enjoy your freedoms. Well,
that's something someone had said to me. A lot of people who leave California are always sad that they're leaving the beach. But I know when we lived in Georgia, because there's no beach, the lakes become like the new beach. So if whether you're going to the ocean, and most people don't go in the ocean, particularly in Northern California, because it's so cold. It's not like Florida. So, as long as you've got water, whether it's the ocean or a lake, I always think it's just nice, to have those recreational opportunities, whether it's the ocean or a lake.
Absolutely. And not far from us. Another big lake is Bear Lake on the Idaho-Utah border that's got this Caribbean blue water in it that's just just gorgeous and massive. I mean, we'll take an occasional trip. We go about every 2 or 3 years to the closest for us is the Oregon coast. And we'll go camp on the Oregon coast for a couple days and have a good time there. And you're right, the water is freezing compared to going to Pismo Beach or down to, Southern California and enjoying Disneyland or San Diego or whatever. But
oh, wonderful. Anything else that that we haven't really covered that you think someone who's moving to Idaho should know?
Nothing in particular. I mean, just come with an open mind and enjoy the peacefulness. Yes, we get a little wind and it's nice. It keeps it cool. But we love where we're at. We love, getting out. We love being 45 minutes to major things. I mean, I took a ride on my motorcycle last night down a wild country road and just kept going for 45 minutes and ended up in beautiful area, spooked deer off the road, saw the cattle eaten, that are now being put out in the green hilly pastures and all that stuff. And it's just an incredible place. I mean, our registration fees are extremely inexpensive. It's like $100 and something for 2 years on newer cars, and it's half of that for older cars. And there's lots of camping and hiking. That's what my family and I like to do. We like to go out for Sunday afternoon hikes and explore the area. So just come enjoy the nature. Some people say, I don't like the sagebrush. It's called high desert. It's beautiful. I mean, you'll find different things that you love. I mean, shed hunting opened May 1st. Go out and find where the deer and the elk were congregating over the winter and pick up their antlers. I mean, it's a cool, fun place to live.
Oh, wonderful. And if someone wants to contact you, I'm going to put your contact information in the comments wherever this video is posted. But what's the best way for someone to contact you?
Honestly, I'm never afraid to give out my cell phone. Call me, text me. My number's 208-421-3488. Again, 208-421-3488. Have an easy email address as well. It's the Idaho Realtor at yahoo.com. You can go to the idahorealtor.kw.com for a website. You can look me up on Facebook. I'm pretty easy to access and willing to chat.
Well, wonderful. Well, thank you so much. And you've made me want to move to Idaho. It's got to be, 20 years since I was there last. But at some point I'll be back and I'll take my husband and my kids because it is a beautiful area. So thank you so much for all the information that you shared.
No problem. Thank you, Alison.